Hello! Hi! Yeah, I've lost it. So, welcome back to MineCraze Cosmos. This is Noxter, and today I did have a cow. Well, I had a whole bunch of cows wandering around. Cows and some other mobs are a bit glitchy. They like to just walk into walls and trees and things and kill themselves. So this one dashed himself to pieces with grief at the death of Captain Lagomar. Which is sad, because I had a whole bunch around here that I was breeding up to get their leather, and I still don't quite have enough leather for all my purposes. And it was quite a pain to get those few cows, so hopefully I'll be able to track down some more and build a farm, put them in a pad cell or something so they can't kill themselves. Anyway, so last episode we did some technical stuff with that grave for purposes of use with the mob farm. Done a whole bunch of work on the mob farm, which I'll probably look at in depth next episode. In this episode I want to show you some of the other stuff. In the meantime, one thing I've done, which is incredibly useful, I've done some work on the KFC. I've replaced all the quartz blocks now, so it's nearly back to its former glory. There's still some redstone blocks missing, and I need to do a bit of strenuous mining to get those, and I haven't really done a lot in a while. So, yeah. Sign's looking a bit. I've built this, which, for those unfamiliar with my texture pack, that resembles an iron golem's head, and the reason is because this is an iron factory. Hello, lag. May I access this chest, please? Thank you. As you can see, iron. There's a workbench hidden under here as well, so we can just go... That music might be a little too loud. That's better. So yeah, we can make it into blocks right here and now. Which is, this is how I got the iron actually to build this structure. All came from here. And how it works, this is Doc M's design. This is the actual spawner under here. There's villages in there, which I got over at the mob farm. Zombies, got the zombie villages. I converted them, and then I stole their children away and forced them to work in my iron factory. So anyway, that's what happens in here. It's just the single cell for spawning, so it's fairly slow compared to what it could be, but if you're not like inhaling iron, which I was when I was building this and was coming very slowly, but now, as we can see, there comes some in there, just appearing. As long as you're not using too much for most purposes, as long as like, you're spending a lot of time working on other projects, you come back here and, as we just saw, there's a whole stash of it. So, spawns iron golems in there, they get floated along, killed by lava, their things fall in a hopper which gets sorted out. The iron gets pumped up by a series of droppers into an array, a whole bunch of chests. There's like 5 or 6 double chests up here, all feeding into this one, so it can hold quite a back stock of iron there if you're not collecting it for a while. And the roses are filtered out as well, and any excess are destroyed, just so that it doesn't clog up the system and then you're full of roses and you don't get any iron anymore. So that's that, and that's what I'll show you around here. Now we're going to go over to my other place. This is the new Nether Hub, by the way. Let's get a nice view of awesomeness. You've got this big central column of lava going down into a pit of despair and dismay, which some people just keep falling down there for some stupid reason, I don't know. But otherwise, this is how it works. Fairly unused. Some people have got stuff. These are the main tunnels. There's 8 of these around the base, this base level, and these are mainly supposed to be going to people's bases and stuff. These are the new mailboxes. You put stuff in there and the light automatically comes on, which is very simple wiring. Just a comparator and a block, I'll just show you. A bit of cobblestone behind there just to make, this is it. Dispenser, comparator, block, wire, lamp. So nothing complicated. You could also have the lamp directly above the thing if you wanted. Would be possible. This would just be another block and it would convey the signal. And then we've also got the upper level here. This is mainly for more public stuff, things like, this is where Chris built his place, but for the most part things like that, that's the tunnel to the end farm, and people who want to make shops and things. Apparently someone's working on something here, or planning to. Doesn't look like there's actually anything there at the moment. So yes. And yeah, so tunnels to public places, public shops, things like that is the plan for up the top. And excess, if we get more than 8 people using all of these things, we can use those as well. Or also, like, if I ended up having another base somewhere in another direction, I might just take one of those and have a second track. Oops, wrong way. So we're going to go over to my place, because I've done a little bit over there and it's starting to look nice. Still need to work on my tunnel. So yeah, like we said last episode, the whole nether was lost. And it was lucky for me that I'd only just started to make my tunnel all fancy here. So this is my portal room. I love these new reflective blocks. It's just an amazing feature. A bit of a shame that they couldn't make it reflect the portal properly. It's a bit weird, but other than that, it's just like blows my mind away. I was thinking, you know, obviously reflection stuff is cool, but you need to use complicated shaders and stuff, so it's quite crazy that they found a way of doing that. Just makes the whole thing look more glorious. And this is it from the outside. We've got this nice bridge. There's the mines where we had that horrendous time last week, whenever it was. So, a whole bunch of trees. I've been gathering a lot of wood. There was a little beach around on this side of the peninsula, and it was like, you know, like a lot of beaches in Minecraft, it's just like a few blocks of sand next to water. I'm like going, I don't know what kind of beaches they have where you come from, but where I come from, beaches are nice, big, smooth expanses of sand next to the ocean. So I did a bit of terraforming and expanded the beach quite a lot. This is much nicer, and it sort of comes out a little way into the water as well before dropping down, and now comes down over to here. You can sort of see the shape. I used these night vision potions for building it because it allows you to see underwater much better. But yeah, and that's all hollow under there. I didn't fill the entire thing in. That would have been a little bit absurd. A few bits of vines on the shore, sort of meant to look like bits of seaweed that have washed up. Because, you know, that's what beaches have. And over here, this is where the pier, wharf, harbour, jetty, port part of it is. There's a zombie waiting for his ship to arrive. So this is the big main one. Similar to the one I had back at Port Plankton in my single player. Different style, it's got the jungle wood instead. I've got these vines hanging off the side, which I think look quite cool. Sort of almost like netting stuff that's draped over there, I don't know. And the supports underneath. One advantage of these is it allows you to climb up here. So yeah, that's quite nice. There's also the smaller little jetty thing here which you can park the regular sort of boats at. And possibly some other smaller, well, decorative structure built boats as well. And this is just a ring of dirt. This is where I'm going to put the lighthouse, which I might do in a few episodes time or something. I want to show you. I've worked out a much nicer design. Obviously there's a lot of new features from the to make use of since Port Plankton. Like, not to mention like the daylight sensors. I've worked out a design that works much better. Well, yeah, much nicer looking, better and stuff. Needs a few things that are a bit of a pain to get, but I shall work on that. So that's where it's going to be, and there's going to be a bit more of a building at the base as well. But we'll get to that So now for the mines, because last you saw of the mines was lots of explosions and death, and things have happened since then. Haven't done much of the actual mine part, but of the base mine base place, things have changed. Got a keep left sign just because I know there's most of the other people on this server are American and they probably think we go on the right side. And it's like, no, left. This is how it works. Now it's really dark in here, which seems a bit of a shame. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a light switch? There is a light switch. Same for this tunnel here. So, this is the main base hub area. Some storage, cobblestone, random stuff, and precious stuff. Workbench. Some furnaces for smelting stuff, and a water source for wetting stuff. This tunnel is gonna similar design to this tunnel, like the same supports and lights all along, and this is going to be the main mine, so it's going to just go that way and there's going to be branches off to either side, which yield the goodness. This probably just more farms and things, so this side's going to have farms and things and just general stuff just to make life a little bit easier. This is the partially incomplete jungle tree farm, so big expansive space, vines all over the walls. That's what they're called, walls. Funny word, that, walls. Have you ever heard of that word? Yes. At the moment it's only, I think, 16 blocks tall, and these trees can grow higher. Jungle trees are really... The problem with jungle trees is you don't get very many saplings out of them. So if you're just growing the small single ones, you can't get the saplings out of them. And having the jungle trees down here at all is good because, as you saw, all those posts are made out of the jungle wood. So you need it to build the shaft and stuff. So, but yeah, you need the space to grow the big trees so you can actually get saplings back in a reasonable quantity. And I want to make it taller, and hopefully that'll mean I get more saplings. The other thing I want to do, this is supposed to be only 1/2 of it, because these jungle trees are an even number, and the shafts here and the things are all odd numbers, so you can't really have it nicely centered. If I just had the one, so I'm going to have another one there. I might optimize one of them just for sapling collection, because there's a cool trick you can do with that I discovered that allows you to, well, it doesn't really get you any more saplings, but it means you get it without having the hassle of having to chop the entire tree down all the time and then get loads of wood that you don't necessarily need. So I might do that. Ouch. But the other thing I want to do is make it easier to get on top, because sometimes, like here, you can generally manage to climb across. The leaf here comes out right to the wall, but sometimes you can't, so I want to have vines going all across the top so you can just climb across the ceiling and drop down. So that should be fun. I might need a lot of string or something though to keep the vines from filling up the entire room, because that wouldn't be a lot of fun. So, but yes, this side, hopefully I'll be able to use some TNT, because with the mob farm I've got a fair bit of gunpowder. I think I have enough to make at least 2 stacks of TNT so far. So hopefully that'll help hollowing areas out like that and other places in the future. So yeah, this side, probably more farms and things like that. Just pretty much I want life to be self-supporting down here, so I could spend time and just mine and get everything I need for being down here from down here. Obviously these lamps, you need stuff you can't get down here, the glowstone. Other than that though, and that'll just be for the main tunnels. For all the side branches we'll still use torches and things. So let's flick that off. This exit lift is not really optimum. I'll show you how it works. You step on the plate, boat pops in, you go up. First of all, these signs are kind of in your face. When I tested it, I think it was facing the other direction, so the boat was facing the other way and they weren't kind of in your face. So there's not really much I can... Well, I could put the signs on the side wall, which would look a bit weird and unbalanced, but it might be okay. The big problem with this is down the bottom I have a hopper and then with the dropper going to the dispenser, it puts the boat there so that it recollects it. So this happens. You can, what I often like to do is just nudge myself forwards a little bit on the way up so that I'm out here, but you can just reach anyway. So the idea is you just get to the top, break the boat, and it falls down into the hopper and gets put back in the system. But as we see, most of the time that doesn't happen and we end up running out of boats. So yeah, that's a bit of a downside. Only way to fix that, well, two ways I guess I could fix it. I could put more hoppers here. That might work actually, so that even if it lands on one of the sides here, it still goes into there. But then you still got, if it lands on this thing or on that thing, it'd still have some problems. But yeah, also now that I have all the iron in the world, it's not such a big use of stuff to make those hoppers, so I might do that. The one thing I wouldn't like about that is that it would have to stick out into this side, which is not quite so neat. So yeah, so the style of this thing, like I said before when I was making it, this is the Sharpery blue obviously, and yeah, it's quite nice. It's all fenced off iron, but it's like all dark and exposed to the caves in there, which is kind of cool. And it's fenced off so it's secure from mobs and stuff. You get them standing around outside there going, blah, I want to kill you. And you're just going, ha ha, I've got iron bars. You can't. So that's quite nice. And it's just like all surrounded, shielded, but still going through the middle of the wider shaft, which was blown by our lovely explosives. So that's the mine shaft. And yeah, as I said, other plans, I want to have some form of castle tower thing. Maybe not something huge and complicated and fancy, but something nice. And that's what this path is intended to go up to. I was experimenting actually with places to put this, and was thinking maybe over there. But then I figured the hillside wasn't quite big enough. Then I figured it probably would fit in there after all. Actually, this room up the top's interesting. It's currently, actually, it's nowhere. It's just balcony, fair view, and it goes to the balcony in the portal room. But there's no actual way of getting up here, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Also, I want to dress the sides of these up with some item frames with things in them to make them look more fancy. As I said, leather's a bit of an issue at the moment because of the stupid cows walking into trees. Really, that reflection is really nice. Really nice. So, that's pretty much of an update of what I've been doing. Again, there's a lot of stuff at the mob farm, but I'll probably do more of a spotlight on that in the next episode. Don't think there's anything I really want to build at the moment to show you, so yeah, plans for the next episode. I'm going to work on the mob farm a bit between now and then maybe finish some stuff off there and show you it working in all its full glory, because it's becoming quite nice. Quite nice indeed, I must say. One thing I want to do in the near future is make a wither farm for getting wither skeletons and wither skulls. So I think I found a spot I might do that. It's an okay nether fortress with some degree of a good surroundings. Ideally you want a nether fortress that has lava everywhere around it. It's just in the middle of a lava ocean. I found one that has it's a bunch of lava seas and stuff nearby. It's not probably ideal, but it might be okay. And it's got three of... You want to look for in a nether fortress the sections that are the cross-section ones, crossways with the things, which is generally the best places for having spawning area. And it's got three in a sort of a shape. I might be able to figure something out to do with that. So that's a plan somewhere in the near future, and I might start work on that sometime. Basically, there just needs to be more beacons in the world, because beacons are amazing, and I've never really been able to use them before in any survival mode stuff. So it's just like, I've come up with like a billion different designs that use them, and I'm thinking, well, we could have one in this sort of thing and this sort of thing. Mainly for their decorational purposes. I haven't really bothered using them for the actual features that they provide. But yeah, so I want to get, needs to be more beacons in the world, and we need to make a place that allows us to obtain them. So sometime in the future, hopefully fairly near future, I'd like to do that. Anyway, for now, I'm going to call out this episode. Fairly shortish, just a tour showing you what's up. I haven't forgotten about you. You're very awesome people. Thank you very much for watching and for supporting me the ways that you have. I hope to continue to producing videos for your entertainment and enjoyment. I'm swinging my sword in the sky, like that'll mean great significant things to the world. So, once again, this has been Noxter in the Cosmos, just showing random stuff off and blah-de-blah-de-blah and lagging. Don't know why that happened. Goodbye. I shall see you next time with more fun in the mob farm and stuff and whatnot, goodness and blah-de-blah-de-blah and stuff and things and happen and glorious and joy and la and phases out.